Leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, in Australia, Chief Cyprian Okoye, has alleged insensitivity of the federal government to the plight of Indigo as the reason for the increasing interest in the struggle for Biafra independence. Consequently, he said the current agitation for the Republic of Biafra would continue as much as the federal government had insisted on treating Indigo as non-members of the country. Okoye, who spoke to newsmen yesterday in Enugu, insisted that the Buhari administration has treated the Igbo with scorn by the level of provocation being carried out by armed herdsmen in parts of the southeast. The IPOB chief insisted that the group was a peaceful organization whose advocacy was to ensure freedom for Ndigbo and other oppressed persons of Biafra. He assured that IPOB in Australia would continue to support any move that would lead to the actualization of Biafra. According to him, Ndigbo had not been treated fairly as the abuse faced by its people exacerbated in the current administration. He said, "Our people do not go to their farms for harvest easily. They either farm and have their crops destroyed or end up losing their lives in their farm by marauding herdsmen carrying heavy arms. Yet it is the same government that retrieved arms from other people but leaving those of herdsmen who also wield such guns openly." The Nigerian government, according to him, has failed to break the IPOB and other Biafra agitators because we derive strength in the fact that we are already down, and a man that is down does not need to fear no fall. You cannot beat a baby and ask him not to cry. If they have beaten us and deny that we are not members of the same country, it is our duty to cry, and I know those who have ears will not let the tears that drop from our eyes to be in vain in the end. He stated that the latest provocations was the serious violation of interstate movement restriction by able-bodied young men from the north that had continued to invade the southeast in their numbers. He said, "Worse still is that these young men move through our checkpoints manned by security forces, whether in the day or at night, even with the restrictions order against interstate movements. They travel in long buses and trucks and have continued to occupy some communities and farmlands in the zone. Even with the alarm being raised that they constitute security risk, the federal government has continued to maintain sealed lips." We cannot continue this way. We did not fight for the independence of Nigeria to be treated as outcasts. We are determined to leave this country for those who said they were born to rule. That is all we are asking for. Allow us to go in peace and take your Nigeria and leave it in the way you want. Check out the appointments made so far, and you will see the level of nepotism by this government. They kill our people anyhow they like. A good number of our people are languishing in prison custody without trial. Some have not gone to court for one day. That is the way the government wants us to continue to live. We fought with the war and accepted no victor, no vanquished. But what we cannot accept is suppression and intimidation of our people. So for the sake of peace, all our Biafra Republic, allow our Biafra Republic for the sake of peace. That is all we want, and that is what we are asking for. We want nothing but that Biafra. You cannot beat us and expect us not to cry. A man who is already down will never be afraid of fall again. That is what is coming from the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra in Australia. What more can we say? What can we talk about again? What can we talk? Who is going to speak with this government? Who is going to speak with these people who have taken the position of not hearing what people are saying? Now they will tell you that the international community should not listen to all this, that the Nnamdi Kanu is using the persecution of Christians to discredit the government. So can anybody tell us that that is not what is happening in the country? So even those people who are affected, if they are not Christians, are they not human beings? Or is anybody going to be telling us that nothing or such has been happening, that there is full maximum security in this country? Is that what somebody is going to be telling us? And just like TB Joshua said, that the time the government was supposed to have called for dialogue, to sit on the round table, they didn't do that. The next thing, they just attack these people. Simple thing that wouldn't have even taken this whole strength, that wouldn't have even involved them or made them to be crying now, because to me, they're just crying like a baby. For a government to be speaking that oh, some group are discrediting them, that they should go and do their investigations before they will start. Before they started supporting or giving IPOB members listening here, they must have done their due diligence. They are not just like us. We don't want to do the right thing. It's not because we don't know that some things are right. We don't just want to. That is why we are still where we are today. Those people, they have done the needful. They know what they know, and nobody's going to convince them unless the government will start to do the needful. They will do otherwise. If not, the agitation will continue, and they don't need a soothsayer. They have their people, those various countries that the federal government is calling upon to go and do their investigation concerning what Nnamdi Kanu told them. They have their various embassies in the country, so they don't even need to go far. If you want to know anything what is happening in any particular country, if you just go online, you will see what is happening. Not to talk of having their people on ground that can just tell them this is what is happening, this is the situation of things. I don't know whether these people, they think everybody is daft, or they just want to speak, or maybe they are just trying to use that to threaten the Biafrans. Of course, they've gone far. They've really gone far. So if they continue with all this the manner to which they are doing now, you think people will be laughing? They can't smile at you. They can't smile at you. Those people who are supporting this government, they should even help in encouraging and advising the government to do the right thing. That is how, and that is when things will work for the better. But as far as Biafra is concerned, with the way and the level at which they have gone, I don't think there's no going back, in short. Okay, someone says a situation whereby you hate, detest, starve, marginalized set of people. They now telling you, Oga, allow me go my own way. You said no. Okay, stop maltreating me. You said no. I remember the biblical story of Israelites versus King Pharaoh and how it ended. Okay, a word is enough for the wise. A word is really enough for the wise. Another says, allow Biafra to go. It's as simple as that. One Nigeria to two destinies. Kudos to the government of the Fulani by the Fulani and for the good of the Fulani alone. With time, the injustice of always milking the South to feed the North only will be a thing of the past. Period. Blessing. We are tired of Nigeria. Those who are not even Biafrans, are they not tired of Nigeria? Are people not tired of Nigeria? Of course, they are not speaking for themselves. Like I always say, these people have already channeled their course. They know where they are going to. So if the rest people, just like I said, they are not the only ones suffering. They are not the only ones who are tired with the way things are going in Nigeria. But the rest people have just decided to keep quiet. They've just decided to be suffering and smiling. They've just decided to be making excuses for the government. The ones who are not even making excuses, they are just like there. Oh, let us just be watching, be coping, and see what will happen at the end of the day. Biafra will be for Christians. No more Islamic terrorists killing Christians. Biafra is a step to be actualized. Nigeria government should let Biafra go. Even if we are dying in our land, we die peacefully. Freedom is coming tomorrow. Up Biafra. That is all. More volume there, please. You guy, you made the points. You made the points. he who has ear, let him hear the truth. If you don't listen to the truth, and people are saying it will not end the way the Pharaoh ended in the Red Sea. So guys, let's hear your opinion. That if the reason why Biafra agitation is gaining more ground, they are the ones giving the opportunity for it to gain ground. So leave your comments below and let's have your say.